Hey there viewers, thank you for tuning into Supermariodiagnostics once again. Today we are working on a 2015 BMW 228i. It is an F30 chassis and the customer brought it, it's from another shop. They came in for us to program the rear electronics module, which is also known as the footwell module here. A couple of things, I've already kind of gotten into some of it. Turns out we have no communication with the rear electronics module. This is a brand new module from the dealer that they ordered and installed. As you can see in the screenshots, there's no comms. And before programming, they require us to install the footwell module along with the active sound design module before we can even proceed with programming the vehicle. This BMWs require you to program the entire vehicle, not individually. There are some tools that can get things done on the aftermarket, but that's not something that I would necessarily recommend on an F chassis, but to each their own. That's all I'll say about that. Now, we have no communication with the active sound design module and the footwell module, and we cannot program, again, we cannot program until we have communication with both of them. Now, where I am with that is that we checked the fuse and the fuse is good. We got approval to dig deeper, find out what's going on. Why are we not talking to a brand new footwell module? So first things first, we're gonna do some digging. We're gonna take a look at some diagrams, find out what's our communication wires coming in, make sure that our power supply is good, make sure that our ground supply is good, and get to the bottom of this thing. Let's go ahead and take a look at some service information. So we got all data pulled up according to VIN, and we're gonna go ahead and take a look and see where this rear electronics module lives. Let's see if it'll pull up with just rear electronics. We got diagrams. We got remove and repair, and it looks like we are in the luggage compartment, the right side of the luggage compartment. And I would also like to take a look at some diagrams. Let's see if we can find some good information on this. So we have supply and body control. Let's go to body control. We have two fuses. One is a 50 amp fuse, one is a 20 amp fuse. I did check both fuses before doing anything else, and for that I had to manually open the trunk. So I had to get in from the back seat and manually open the trunk, get to those fuses and check them out. They were good. So that's step one. We already did that. We're already going past that. Now we got to look at some data lines. We got LIN bus right over here, and we got a bunch of computer data lines coming out of this thing, in and out of this thing. We got LIN bus, we got another set of KCAN over here, and we got another set of KCAN over here as well. So that's the first thing that we're going to take a look at. We're going to make sure we have good communication coming in and out. I already checked my fuses, and I need to check my ground over here. It is pin 23 on connector 13B. We can take a look at the connectors, and let's see if we can get some OE diagrams over here. Supply, we can open that up, and we can see 14B, and we got a nice little picture right here showing us each and every single one of those connectors that are going to the footwell module. So with that in mind, I'm gonna whip out the scope, check out our communications, check out our ground, check out our powers, just to make sure that it's completely getting into the module before going further. Could it be a defective module? It's unlikely, but it's not surprising. But it is unlikely, but it can happen. So we're gonna do our due diligence, check powers, grounds, comms, and then go from there. All right, so this was already all taken apart because they had already replaced the rear electronics module. I can see some broken wires here. I don't know if it was due to testing. I can see some speaker wires here. I don't know the history, if it was the shop or not. Doesn't really matter. It could have been the customer for all we know. And we're gonna do, as you can see in a picture that I'm gonna show right now, our powers and grounds up to that module is good. So now we're up to the point where we are checking comms. So I could already see here our yellow and red and our yellow and brown twisted pair, and I could see it up on the top connector here. And it may be a little difficult for you guys to see, but I'm gonna go ahead and back probe it. I got my scope grounded. I'm gonna check my scope, and I can see my scope does react, which is good. I'm gonna check one side. My key is on, and we can see some messages there. They're very repetitive, right? We could take a look at it as well, just for the heck of it. Right, so we got something going on there. It ain't a whole lot, but it's very repetitive, and what I get from that is hello, 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 anybody there? Nobody's answering. That's what I think is happening here. We're gonna go on the other side, because I know that KCAN is not supposed to look like that. Now, who's doing that? Is it the vehicle, or is it this module? I think it's this module. How do we find out? We disconnect it. We disconnect it, we got no more messages. So there's an open, and it looks like there's an open on both of these circuits, because if I go over here on my other wire, I've got nothing. I'm gonna go to the front and cycle my key off, then back on, and I've still got nothing. You can see where the key came on over here. When I reconnect it, module says it's peace, and then says hi, anybody there? Anybody there? Nobody? And it continues saying hi until somebody responds. Nobody's responding. I think we got ourselves an open circuited KCAN here. Let's see if we could wiggle this a bit. It would be nice if it came back somehow. So the question is, where is our open circuit? How can we prove that that's what's really going on? We could go to another module. We could go to another module and look for the twisted pair and see if we get any comms. So I'm gonna do just that. I see another module here. It looks like an amplifier. It's got writing on it. Maybe it's been replaced. We got our scope here. And I'm going to disconnect that module and look for a twisted pair, yellow and brown, and yellow and red, and there it is, right there. And we could see that it goes, this could be our active sound design module as well. I'm not 100% sure. I would have to take a look. I'm going to take this out. There it is right there, our yellow and red, yellow and brown. I'm going to go ahead and ground our scope first, test our scope. You see good signal going up, and then we're going to go to one of these wires right there, and we got nothing. Wiggle it. This may be our active sound design for all we know, but we got nothing. So we're going to keep going. I'm going to reconnect this module just for the heck of it. And I see yellow and red over here, and yellow and brown as well. So I don't know if you guys saw this. I'm going to put it way over there. That is where I was looking at, yellow and red, yellow and brown. Now I'm going to put my scope a little closer, just for the sake of the video. Obviously I wouldn't be spending that kind of time if it wasn't for the video. I would just go, in case anybody's wondering, oh, that takes too long. Really, it doesn't. We're going to go ahead and see if we have communication up to this box here. We've got the same thing going on over here. So we got no comms up to that. Let's do some wiggle. Just wiggling any wires I can see. Let's see over here. We got another module here. I'm gonna put my scope right over here. Hopefully you guys will be able to see this. And we've got another module right here. And I can see a yellow and red, yellow and brown twisted pair. I'm gonna disconnect the module, and I'm gonna have to take it out of this little clip thing, and Let's see if we get lucky. And we're lucky. We got KCAN high, KCAN low. Let's see how that looks. Beautiful. We have just proven that everything's good up to this module here, but we got nothing coming to this one. We got nothing coming to the active sound design, and we've got nothing coming to our rear electronics module, which was already replaced. Now the question is, do we hunt or do we overlay? The diag is done, my friends. This is a wiring issue. We're gonna go ahead and seek approval for repairs. We're gonna see if they want us to hunt it down. You know, I could see that wire that they had installed over here. I could see that over here. Maybe they did something. It's hard to say, and then it's hard to find the splices too. It would be nice if we could get lucky and find some splices, but I really doubt it. Oh, this bolt is loose. At this point, it's just curiosity. I haven't even talked to the customer yet. We're just doing this still in one shot. I'm kind of curious as to what's going on. So I'm just gonna... Oh my goodness. Wow, talk about luck. That was all in one shot. This just happened like right now. So I want to show you guys this. Oh. Sorry, I'm just trying to take all these panels out of the way. There we go. Nothing broke, don't worry. Talk about a hole in one. Check that out. We've got tape here. We've got tape here. This could be it. This could be it. I'm not saying it is. This could be it. Something's going on here. This may be where all our splices live. We might get lucky. We might get lucky. I see a bunch of twisted pairs with tape on it. Let's see what's... Look at that. Oh my goodness. Look, I'm all for DIYers. Guys, I started out as a DIYer, but this is a problem. This is a problem. Somebody came in here, cut these wires, and then just twisted them together and left it there. I'm not complaining in the sense, I get it. People want to work on their own stuff. But there's got to be a line. There's got to be a point where you say, this is above my skill set. Why would you tap into... What are they doing? I'm sorry. This is going to start a whole rant. What are you doing? Oh my goodness. I can almost guarantee that our problem is here somewhere. We're going to have to start poking around, perform a repair, and then take it from there. But for now, at least we're making some headway. Did it need the rear electronics module? I do not know. What I do know is that they called us to program. We can't program it until we have communication with the module, and we don't. And look, this is probably why. There's something in here. I can almost guarantee there's something in here that's missing. Why is there all this stuff taken apart? What business do you have taking apart a communication wire? This one's cut. I could go on. I could go on. This is not cool. Not cool at all. Let me see if you guys can see this. I do apologize. I really apologize if you guys can't see this. You guys are... I'm here talking, you guys can't even see what I'm saying. All this stuff just laying there. Grounds, cut. Look at that, yellow and red. That looks like almost like a power supply wire. A thick one. Why? Did they rebuild the freaking rear end on this thing? Like, I don't get it. I don't understand the reasoning behind all this. Oh my goodness. The more I look, the worse it gets. I'm gonna stop the video right here. Oh man, see where we go from here. So I don't typically close out videos like this, but under the certain circumstances, this is where we are, right? So this car has been crashed. I went ahead and repaired the wires, and some of those KCAN wires are still shorted to ground. So I had to not connect some of them. We did this according the best that we could just to get the rear electronics module programmed. I hate to leave videos like this, but I think it's still useful because just the fact that you can see KCAN modules saying hi and not getting a response, that's valuable information, I think. I think everyone should be able to recognize a module that is trying to speak and not getting a response. So that being said, we got this one programmed. I could not get communication from this, but it appears to be a junkyard unit. When I connect it, we have my screen right there, right? And when I connect it, it makes a nasty sound. And at times, that screen goes away. So, and I do apologize about the focus issues. So I'm gonna leave it disconnected. Customer knows this. It's a junkyard part, what can we do? The job was to receive this and program it, so we did. Not using ISTA, but that's the best that we could do. So that being said, I'm gonna wrap this up, put this all together. They're coming to pick up the car. They're already on their way. I gotta get it going. I do apologize for the format of the video, but I do still think that it's important for KCAN Diagnostics. And I hope you found this video useful. There are a couple of takeaways, right? So module says hi, no response. You can see it. It's repetitive compared to this, right? Compared to, whoops. You compare that to this, let me put my trigger in. That's a huge difference, right? Another takeaway is, you're using the OE tool, you have to have all modules alive and well in order to program the car. Obviously, because you're programming the whole car. You're raising the eye level. We couldn't do that in this case, in this particular instance, because we have a junkyard part and no comms with the active sound design module, which has been relocated. It's supposed to actually be over here, but since this was the crash area, it's not there anymore. It lives here now. So, that being said, I think those are a couple useful little tips here and there if you're dealing with BMW diag and programming. Thank you all for taking the time to watch. I'll catch you all on the next one. Take care.